Hello and welcome to St. Patrick's Campus DCU, an appropriate place to be on the 17th of March, St. Patrick's Day, but just one of many on what has become a global celebration of Irish culture. Following paths laid down by generations of Irish migrants, St. Patrick's Day is celebrated with parades everywhere from Russia to the Caribbean. Over 500 landmarks around the world turn green, from the Eiffel Tower in France to the Taj Mahal in India and to Sydney Opera House in Australia. Even beer, milkshakes and rivers run green. St. Patrick is not only the primary national saint of Ireland, but also of Nigeria and Montserrat. He is also the patron saint of engineers, a status derived from the number of clay churches he is said to have raised in 5th century Ireland. Around the world, countless cathedrals, churches, schools, and great institutes of learning, including our own, bear Patrick's name.
Behind me is the magnificent statue of St. Patrick, sculpted in bronze by Maurice Heron. It is dedicated to Father Eamon Cowan, who was chaplain of St. Patrick's College from 1997 until his death in 2009. This rendering differs from traditional depictions of St. Patrick as a bishop of the church with crozier in hand and mitre on head. Instead, it captures Patrick's role as a missionary and teacher, the man credited with bringing Christianity to Ireland. The most popular stories about Patrick all stress his gift as a teacher, most obviously his use of the shamrock to explain the doctrine of the Trinity. Even the legend of Patrick casting the snakes out of Ireland is at root a story about teaching. In the Bible, for example, the story of the Garden of Eden, snakes represent false wisdom, so in casting out the snakes, Patrick was making room for the truth. What better place to have him than here?
So, who was Patrick? He was born in Britain, the son of a Roman cavalry officer who was also a deacon of the church. Patrick was captured at age 16 by raiders and was bound into slavery in Ireland. According to legend, he spent some of this time as a shepherd, which is a position of great symbolic significance. Abraham, Jacob, Moses, David, and even the prophet Amos were all shepherds. And in the Bible, it is often shepherds who are first to hear the good news. Patrick escaped from slavery after 6 years and returned to his family in Britain. But his experiences in Ireland haunted him. He had dreams of unborn Irish children stretching out their hands to him from their mothers' wombs. Dreams that Patrick understood as a calling on him to proclaim the word of God in Ireland and to convert the pagan population to Christianity. Ordained a bishop, Patrick returned to Ireland at the age of 43 and began his ministry. The extraordinary success of Patrick's ministry can be measured by two things: the number of Christian missionaries sent from Ireland into Europe during his lifetime, and the number of remote places in Ireland that can claim a link to Patrick. Croagh Patrick in Mayo and Station Island in LOUGH, County Donegal, are the two most famous pilgrimage sites associated with Patrick, and are testament to how far he travelled in his mission. Both sites have endured throughout the centuries as places of retreat, prayer, and reflection, to say nothing of trial and endurance. Patrick's life was one of hardship, migration, and final acceptance in a land and community he was able to make his own. It's fitting that St. Patrick's Day is celebrated so widely throughout the world, because migration has been such a crucial and often painful part of the Irish historic experience. Patrick's experience of being trafficked and enslaved also has its sad analogue in the present day. Many people today have been displaced and forced from their homes to seek refuge in other countries. Many of them have made their homes in Ireland and have been welcomed and accepted, but many have not. This year, as we celebrate St. Patrick's Day, we think of all those in Ireland who have had to leave their families, their lives, their homes behind. We think of all those around the world who cannot go home to be with their loved ones. We remember the words of the hymn sung by Patrick calling for protection during an ambush, protection that arrived in the form of a herd of wild deer. It is a beautiful prayer confirming the immediacy of God's presence and protection. Christ in me, Christ beneath me, Christ above me, Christ on my right, Christ on my left, Christ when I lie down, Christ when I sit down, Christ when I arise, Christ in the heart of every man who thinks of me, Christ in the mouth of everyone who speaks of me, Christ in every eye that sees me, Christ in every ear that hears me. I arise today.
We dedicate this prayer to the victims of trafficking and slavery throughout the world, and we ask St. Patrick for his intercession with God to protect and liberate them. We hope you enjoy St. Patrick's Day, and even more, remember the lessons of St. Patrick all the year round.